We are live.
Yay!
Hello, everyone.
I
Hello. So, we are here on a Friday evening to talk about what our bodies lust for, which is very appropriate.
I mean, when I hear the word lust, I always resisted that. I always um, misidentified it with like something else. But when I heard bodies love to be lust after, my body was like, I was like, okay, I hear you. I don't get it, but I hear you. And I was so happy that now we are talking about this.
Oh, that's such a brilliant start. So, this is, well, this, look, there you are. This is Tugba. And my name is Katarina. And yes, we're going to dive into what lust really is. And what Tugba said, I think, is one of the greatest descriptions because it's one of the first things we talk about in Access how bodies actually love to be lusted after. And I think it's been so misconstrued and so like misapplied that we forget it very easily. But the days when we are truly happy, when we wake up in the morning and we like our bodies are happy, we feel beautiful, like that weird sense where we that day that's the feeling that we seem to have in our bodies, and we walk down the streets and the clothes like they feel like they're made for our body, and we enjoy being in our body, which is really, I think, where the lust comes from. And my sense is that's the times when we have lust for life, and then everybody around perceives that, and then people lust after our bodies, and our bodies basically go simultaneity of gifting and receiving, and it increases everything. And that's lust when it functions as it could be, as it should be. All of that. So thank you, Tuba. That's a brilliant beginning of that conversation. And it's funny because I was thinking before we came on that the word lust in English is very connected to this particular thing, but in Swedish, and I think actually also in Danish and Norwegian, the word lust is lust, and a lust can also be, um, would you like to go and have a coffee? Har du lust att gå på en kaffe? Like it's much a soft, it's a softer word. So it's used differently in those languages, while in English it's very connected to lustfulness or lust after something. It's like it has way more energy attached to it. So I don't know what it's like in Turkish.
Yeah, it's mostly just for sexual things. If
Mm.
someone has lust for me and my body, that means they just want to have sex with me. Yeah. But now, after I'm hearing more of it in Access, now I start to get it. Because when I was like my 20s, 30s, we would go out with girls. But sometimes I was like, I don't want to do makeup. I don't want to wear anything, just my jeans and my t shirt. This is my mood today. And they would say, okay, okay, just come with us. And I would go with them and I would have so much fun, and all the guys would come around me and they would lust after me. They would admire. And my girlfriends would say, oh my God, we can't believe it, you look like shit, with your jeans, without makeup, just a t-shirt, and they're all after you. This is unbelievable. But now I get it, it's just the energy for life.
Mm. But also, it's interesting because when you say that, it's really like bodies lust for lust,
Mhm.
right? Our bodies lust to be lusted after. Our bodies lust for lust, which is basically our bodies lust for the lust of living. Our bodies lust for coming alive. They lust for that sense of every molecule, like just being itself and moving in the world. And the other thing with what you were saying that's interesting is another thing from the very beginning of Access that we talk about is when if you claim, for example, that I only lust after men because
Yeah.
I'm a woman, that actually means that you can't lust if you are a woman, that you don't tend to lust after yourself. Like if you are so connected to your sexuality that all your lust is directed to the other sex. Like
Oh,
if you're a woman and you're straight, then you would lust after men. If you're a man and you're gay, you would lust after men. Then you actually could lust after yourself as well. That is true. But in general, for the most straight relationship, so that's also something. If you're willing to have lust for women and men, for all kinds of beings and people in the world, you're also able to lust after yourself. Like your body can allow itself to be filled of lust for living, of lust for life.
and
So that's one thing.
when you say that, now it makes sense. Because when I would see a woman, would mm, open up something in my world, like if I would go, oh my God, this person is so beautiful, so alive, so something, I think I had that for everyone. That's
Mm.
why. Oh, okay, thank you.
So if I asked you what your body lusts for, what would that be right now? Like in
Oh,
these 10 seconds. Actually, before you answer, let's take a moment. So, everyone on this call, like everyone who's listening in any way or afterwards, just like take a moment and just close your eyes, feel your feet on the floor, put a hand on your body, say hello, body, and then ask, so, body, what do you lust for right now? And just see what comes up. What if it's something completely different than you expect? So, Tugba, since you're the only one on the call, what do you lust for? What does
dancing.
your body lust for? Sorry, dancing?
Dancing, yeah. I just see myself dancing like no one is watching,
Hmm. So, do you do that?
I always get that my body wants to dance, but I say, okay, I have to finish this mail, I have to finish this translation, then we will do it. Then, okay, we will do it later, later. I'm not in that mood right now. Okay, I'm busy. I never allow my body to dance. Sorry.
The funny part is with bodies, they're not. I think sometimes we think that bodies are very transactional, so we can say, "Hey, I'm just going to finish this, and then we can go and do that." But bodies really are very immediate. So that's also something, because if we then decide, "No, my body wants to dance, I'm going to do that in 3 hours when I finish this." But what if your body wants to do something completely different in 3 hours? So that's also something like that's been very clear to me, that bodies, they're not really waiting creatures. They're not like, okay, I'll just keep calm here until she's finished whatever she wants to do. It's a being that continuous question. So, like in 10 seconds, your body may lust for something completely different. Like even now, if you're listening to this, you could close your eyes and just see, and now, what do I lust for now? Lately, I've been strangely lusting for walking.
Mm.
My body has been adamant about walking. It just wants to walk all the time. Like it wants to wake up in the morning and it wants to go out and walk. And then before I go to bed, it's like, can we take a little walk before bedtime? And it's been this amazing thing that actually I'm able to give that to, like, go out, and every single molecule in my body gets happy because it's exactly what it requires at that moment. And it it has to do with like the wind on my face, like the chill in my cheeks, the feeling of the ground when I step on it, like with my feet, and then I speed up a little bit, and how that feels like. And it, like this whole experience, like a very sensual experience of nature, of movement of body, that is so simple And yet, because it's exactly what my body lusts for, it becomes next to orgasmic. And
Yeah.
this is the funniest part about lust, that it can be, it can be like, it can definitely be something copulation wise or sensual touch and all of that. It can be all from that range that we so connect with lust. And it can be to having the most sumptuous meal
Mm.
with the food just melting and everything is exactly what your body would like. And it can be going out in nature or going and dancing all night until your feet bleed and you come home in the morning and just like fall into bed. So that, like lust, what if we started to explore lust from this kind of sense is, what is your body pulled to? What would make your body come as alive as it truly bees in every 10 seconds? Okay, so in addition to dancing, what else do you lust for?
Oh, it's like,
It's one of those 10-second questions, remember?
yeah, huge glass of iced tea with full of ice. Ooh, 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 and a piece of lemon.
Hmm.
Oh, I got
And
goosebumps.
and this is exactly, again, like look at, so your body, obviously something in your body requires that, and then when you provide exactly what the body requires, it has that sense of lust, fulfilling lust. And in this particular, like, it goes back to that communication with your body where you're willing to really listen to your body, like really see, what would you like in these 10 seconds? A tall glass of, was it iced tea? Was that what you wanted?
Yeah, yeah, iced
Yeah.
tea.
Ah, now I want iced tea too. Mm. So I would say that like really being attuned with what the body would like is actually what can create this sense of, the sense of what your body lusts for, but also this the satisfaction of actually providing it to the body in that very moment. Like in an hour, your body may not want iced tea at all. So lust is that immediate sense of energy. Mm.
Yeah. And usually when I'm home alone, I wear daily casual things like t-shirt and tights. But the other day I was like, I want to wear this shirt. I was like, yeah, but we're alone at home. And I was like, oh, but I have to wear it. I was like, okay, let's wear it. Apparently my body would like to wear it. And it was silky. I was so
Mm.
happy all day long.
Mm.
I was like, la, 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 going to the loo, to pee. And I was so happy. Now it
You
makes
got
sense.
Well, yes, it really does. Because it reminds me of this in the beginning where, and then when I started Access, one of the things that we would talk about too then is your body is the one wearing the clothes. We talk about that a lot. Like your body is the one that wears the clothes, and there, if you ask your body what to wear, it will actually tell you. But still, we have a very presumptive reality in our head that when we're home, we're supposed to wear at home clothes, like the more relaxed clothes, the clothes that are not, we save the pretty,
Yeah.
silky
For
clothes for
other.
when we go out and other people can see us.
Yeah.
And again, that's like one of those really strange things, because it would actually mean that you're not really alive when you're home. You're only alive when other people see you. Like you're only alive if you are documented by somebody else's eyes. And your body's alive all the time. Your body has no point of view if it's, if there are other people around. It's just alive. It's just there. So that particular sense of being willing to see what clothes your body lusts for that day, and then putting them on and perceiving how those clothes feel toward the body, like how that really changes like not just the comfort, but again that lustfulness for life. And I remember one of the things that I was nearly obsessed with for a while was sheets. how sheets felt towards the body when you go into your bed. And I loved when the sheets were like very soft and like stretched out. And when you stuck your little feet in, it should be kind of cold and like very soft and even. Oh, and it was so, or like really, I still have a thing for sheets. They should really be. But it was at this point when I started to discover that it really mattered to me. It really mattered to my body how the sheets in my bed felt, how the pillow felt, how the cover that was on top of me felt against my body and what it created with my body. And it was in a similar time when like my sensuality, my sensuousness, sensuality, whatever, like the way you have a
Sensual,
sensualness, yeah,
right?
with everything started to increase.
Mm.
So right now I have bare feet and I can feel like the carpet on my bare feet. And that's that kind of sensualness again. So lust, sensualness, touch, and then like something where also the whole sense of sexualness comes into it. All of that plays together to create what your body lusts for. So, what else came up for you when we're going to talk about lust?
I mean, I just remembered I saw myself with this. When I saw this online, I was like, and I said, yeah, but it's just a plain scarf, you know? Why? And then I saw it was cashmere and silk.
Hmm.
I said, okay, if my body is like so excited and happy, you know, to see something, I'm like, okay, we are buying it. And I did. And this came, I don't know, a week ago, and I can't put it away every day. I'm like, you know,
Hmm.
so it makes me so happy.
But it's also interesting because this again brings us back to lust comes from the senses of your body, like how our bodies are these sensory organisms that allows us to experience the world. So what our bodies lust for increases
Mm,
our sensual experience of the world, and it seemingly seems material,
yeah.
like materialistic, like it's a scarf, or it can be a piece of jewelry that makes you just like it changes your whole sense of how you be in the world because that particular piece of jewelry like adds an energy to your body. You lust for that piece of jewelry just as you can lust for a person or an energy. Very often I think we lust for an energy. I recently heard this great question that somebody had given. I think it was a friend of ours, Pam, who had been asking a little bit why she was eating at times where she didn't really think she was
Oh, yeah.
needed food. And
Just
somebody asked her,
message.
"What are you yeah, what are
Yeah.
you hungry for?"
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a brilliant question
Yeah.
because if you really look for it, it comes again back to what are you actually lusting for? And that's where this question came from. What is your body lusting for? What are you hungry for? What is really going on instead of what we presume is going on? Like we presume that we would like a specific thing because we've been trained to think that's what's occurring. But what are we really lusting for? Sometimes that sense of like what we long for, what we lust for, if we really start asking questions, it may turn out to be something much simpler to satisfy than what we would think it is, or much more adventurous, or much more different, something that we've never even experienced before. So, like using that, what are you hungry for?
Mm,
What are you actually lusting for in this moment?
yeah. And when we were at Puerto Vallarta for Global Foundation, we met with some friends 3 4 days before the class, so we could, you know, go out and have fun. But when I was there, I was like, sorry guys, I just want to be in my hotel bed,
Hmm.
take a shower, wear my robe, my bed. I was like, I can't do anything else. It's so, you know, pulling me. And I assumed that I would go out every night to eat different foods in different restaurants and then go to dancing. It was a no. I was like,
Mm.
flower.
But that's also, but it's brilliant because it goes back to, we talk so much about being willing to be you, being willing to be different. But when it comes to lust, it is so it's so different for everyone. It's not the same. Not everybody lusts to go out dancing every night, every time. Like next time you may do, but this is to be willing to listen to what your body lusts for and give that to your body and enjoy the satisfaction that you get from providing exactly what your body is lusting for. I remember I was at El Lugar right before we went to Puerto Vallarta this time, and I spent 10 days there. And one of the things that I lusted for the most when I was there was to go to bed at night with my doors open. I only had like mosquito nets before. The doors were open, there were no air condition on, and I would lay in bed and listen to the rainforest, because El Lugar is this eco resort that we're building, and it's in the middle of the rainforest. And it is like being in a symphony 24/7, especially at night. And in the morning, it's quite quiet in the middle of the day, but in the evening, it is an orchestra of
Yeah,
sounds. And
yeah,
my body so enjoyed being in the middle of this orchestra of sounds in the softest of sheets in
yeah.
this bed, and just like it's enjoying that sense of immersion into nature. And
Mhm.
it really, like during the day, I would have the sense of lusting for the time when I could actually let the light out, go to bed, and immerse myself and my body into the rainforest. So such a different, like a different for something so I couldn't even imagine that would be the highlight of my El Lugar stay. There were so many other things that I so enjoyed, and it was like such a joy for me and my body. And that particular thing, laying in bed with the rainforest, going to bed with the rainforest, basically, that was one of the most beautiful and sensual experience of that stay.
Yeah, it's so weird because, I'm not a morning person. I can stay up like till 4 or 5 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m. And I like to sleep afterwards, I don't know, until earliest 10 or 11 or 12. But when I'm in Costa Rica, I wake up at 4,
Hmm.
and then I do my amazingly tasteful Costa Rican coffee and go out to porch and drink my coffee and listen to the wild. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And no
And
one
that's
else
also
can
like,
wake me up at 4
hmm.
o'clock in the morning.
And that really comes like the lust for the wild, like the lust for the wild. And I know we're running, we've been up for a while now, but I just want to add this too. So that particular, it's where the longing and the lust goes together to create this moment where you actually become so alive that you become what we in Access called sex, which is when you're willing to receive everything. It doesn't have anything to do with copulation. Sex is just an energy of receiving. And that is when you really are in that sense of lusting for life, lusting for everything that you be, everything that's available around you, when you and the universe kind of tap into each other. So what would it be like if we started to really ask our bodies, what are you lusting for right now? In these 10 seconds, what are you lusting for? And if I can provide it for you, I will. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, even if it's just for 10 minutes, I will provide that.
Mm.
And if not, then we ask again, like, a bit later, like, okay, so body, what are you lusting for now? I think you should go and have a big glass of iced tea
I
full
will.
of ice swept into your shawl, and then go and dancing a little bit after that.
I think my body created some bird singing around me every morning because we didn't have birds singing in the morning here. But during
Mm,
the 6-day event in South Africa, birds that are waking you up like Costa Rica.
Yes.
And I was like, can I have that please at home? Can I? Please, can I? And when I came back, I woke up with birds singing. Since
Mm.
then, every morning, and in winter, in January, February, we usually don't have birds singing. Maybe just in April, May, but not in January, February, or March. But since then, I am waking up with birds singing. I think my body created this.
Well, and there is this part where when you are congruent
Mm.
with what you're asking for, with your what you're lusting for,
Ah,
when you and your body are totally congruent with that, it will show up. Like it's as you get more and more congruent with your asks and with your lust, what you
yeah.
lust for, the universe has a much easier time actually providing it. It's not manifesting, it's way more like an energetic vibration that you become that then pull that vibration to you. So maybe you even called out for the birds and they moved somewhere close to you in Istanbul,
Yeah. Yeah.
built a brand new nest just to give you the morning song of birds.
They're so beautiful,
Hmm.
really. Every day I'm waking up with
Well,
them.
and I will come and explore the bird song in Istanbul very soon.
Yeah.
In I think 2 weeks, I
Yeah.
will arrive and check out the birds of
Yay.
Istanbul. Yeah.
Yes, we will have 3-day body class first on 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of April in Istanbul. And this time it will
Mm.
be in Asian side or Anatolian side. You can call it
Very
both.
exciting for me. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's a different experience. And we have so many beautiful shopping areas. And it's by the sea. We have a nice walking coast. It's beautiful. And we have a street. We call it our Champs-Élysées. Yeah. And we will be at Elite World Grand Hotel. It's a beautiful hotel, so nurturing. And people are working so nice. I was so happy when I met them. And our room and our floor will be so beautiful and nurturing. I can't wait, really. And then we will have introducing the symphony on 22nd at
Yes. So an
6.
evening of introducing the symphony. So even if you want to come and be part of the body class, that would be amazing and wonderful. And we're getting a bigger and bigger group. So I'm really so excited to see where we can take us and our bodies in Turkey. And then an evening of introducing the symphony, which has been this amazing class that we introduced in the beginning of this year. And the Symphony Advanced Practitioner has been doing it all over the world. And one of the things that we're noticing is like, even if people never done the symphony, they may only they don't even have to have done the ESP class. They only done a foundation class, and they come in and they are able to tap into the energies of the Symphony of Possibilities, which is this energetic modality where you work off body and actually move the energies of the universe to start opening up brand new spaces and brand new possibilities for the people that you work on. So if you want to explore that, that class is an evening class on the 22nd.
And it will be the first live introducing the symphony class in Turkey, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
How
And
did I get so lucky?
yeah. And I think we will have our manual in Turkish
Yes,
in a couple of
yes.
days. Yeah. It will be
Yeah, there's a little manual that you can take home after the class and to revisit the energies. And really, it's an experiential class. Everybody will get to work on each other in the class. So it's an experience of those energies that you then will keep with you in whatever way you like after the class.
And I
So
really love to have you here because when you are coming, your classes are like United Nations of consciousness. We have people all around the world, and I love it. It's so much fun.
yes.
Oh my God.
So in when is the start date? April
21st,
20 April 24. No,
21st.
21st. I will see you on April 21st. And until then, what does your body lust for?
Thank you so much for this, Kat. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.